Hey guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care, and today we're going to talk about the easiest to use, most high gloss sealant on the entire market, CarPro HydrO2 Concentrate. So way back in 2013, CarPro came out with a true ceramic touchless sealant, and that's CarPro HydrO2. In over a decade, many companies have come up with imitations and tried to duplicate what they've done there. But even after 10 years, we still haven't seen anything that has come out that is as glossy or as durable against like salty roads and really tough environments. Since then, CarPro also came out with Hydro Light, which is a ready-to-use version of this same product, and then also Hydro Foam. We have many videos on that, but today we're going to focus on CarPro HydrO2 Concentrate specifically. When it comes to having full control over the dilution ratio, obviously you want to concentrate. And so for professional detailers, we really feel like this is a great option for you guys. You can control it, whether it be 1 to 6 like the label says. In our personal opinion, we feel like that's a bit strong and you're asking for a little bit of trouble when you make it that strong. We actually recommend a dilution of 1 to 10. So just to give you an idea of what you would get out of a bottle of this, you've got a 1 liter bottle here. So this is a 100 ml size of HydrO2. So basically, if we dump that in here and fill the rest with water, we're going to have pretty close to a 1 to 10 ratio. That works great. If you eyeball it, if you're a little bit off, it really doesn't matter that much. This does not have to be exact. You just don't want to be too far on the high or low end of it. You don't want it too concentrated because that's going to make the application a little more difficult. And you don't want it too thin because that's going to make it so that it's not as strong of a product. So what I mean by difficult is that if you use too much product or leave it on the surface too long or use it in the sun, then you're very likely to dislike this product completely because it's going to leave streaks and be difficult to get off if you're not paying attention. On the other hand, if you use it correctly, if you use it according to the tips that we have on our website at Sky's the Limit Car Care, then you're going to have really great results and you're going to be really happy with this product because it literally applies in minutes. So I guess the next obvious question is, where exactly does this fit in your packages if you're a professional detailer? Where we find it fits best is any kind of clay and seal type package or a wash and seal type package, and not necessarily for anything that's going to have to do with polishing. So if you're polishing the car, obviously the car is going to be dry when you're polishing it. It doesn't really take on the full benefit of the HydrO2 if the car is already dry. But if you're washing the car and then you want to protect it, while the car is still wet, you simply spray this on, rinse it off, and boom, you have a car that's really glossy. You're not polishing it, you're just doing a wash and seal, and you're doing it in a lot faster time with better performance. So another place where this works is when it comes to ceramic maintenance. So say you have a ceramic coated vehicle, it's coming back in for a maintenance service. Say it's been a year or 2 or 3, or just depending on how people have maintained their ceramic coating, how often they've washed it. If it's starting to deteriorate and it needs a boost in the beating, then this may be a situation where you'd want to use the HydrO2 for that as well. With one little caveat, if it's already beating really well, then it might not necessarily be the right product for you, because the thing about installation with HydrO2, with any of the forms of HydrO2, or specifically Hydro Light or Hydro Concentrate, is you really want a wet surface to spray it on. So if it's all beating up really well before you put your sealant on, if there's beads everywhere, then most of that surface is actually dry, and you're just seeing beads of water here and there. And what you want is a hydrophilic, a sheeted surface of actual water on the paint for this to be at its best. You can still use it when the surface is somewhat beading, but the less it's beading, the better for the application of HydrO2. So we've already talked a lot about why you would or wouldn't use this product, and we've also talked about when you would and when you wouldn't use the product, but we haven't talked about the how. And the how is always the most important thing when it comes to a powerful product like HydrO2. So with HydrO2 Concentrate or any type of concentrated product, we always recommend that you use it like a distilled or a mineral-free water, something that's not going to have anything in it that the chemicals can bind to. So in this case, we would want to fill this up 90% of the way with water, and then 1 part, so 10 parts water, 1 part HydrO2 Concentrate, and give it a little shake. And then it's very critical about how much product you use. Like I said, you want a nice hydrophilic surface. You want the car to be wet. And you do not want to spray it around the entire car at once. You're going to take on one area at a time. Basically, if you're doing it by yourself, you could have a hose in one hand and a spray bottle in the other, and basically just be aware where the wind is. When you spray that mist, you don't want it blowing all around the car, so you want to spray it upwind of the wind. Give it a little spray, a little mist, let that mist hit the paint, and you'd be shocked at how little you need. You don't have to drench every area. You literally just spray a fine mist over an area about that large, and then you immediately rinse it off. Or if you're in cool area and very shaded areas, then you can manage to do, maybe a whole panel or even 2 if you're quick about it. But you definitely don't want to let it run down other sides of the car or anything like that. So I think the only thing left to mention is the sizes that we offer this in and the shelf life, things of that nature. Obviously, we have the little 50 ml bottle. We have the 100 milliliter bottle, and then the 500 milliliter bottle. 500 ml, that's about 17 ounces. 1 liter, which is close to 34. And then, of course, we have the 4 liter or the gallon size. When you're moving into a gallon size, you have to remember that this is going to dilute times 10 if you want to. So you're going to end up with 10 gallons or more. So this isn't going to be for somebody that's just taking care of their own car on the weekend. They could buy a bottle of Hydro Light in a liter or 500, or they could just pick up like a 100 ml bottle. And with that 100 ml bottle, they could make a whole liter and seal their car many times over the course of a couple of years. The reason that I say that is it's important to note shelf life. Like I said, this is a really strong protective product. And you don't want to have this sitting on the shelf for 5 years. We prefer to, within 2 years, use the product. So that's what we would recommend. So last but not least, obviously you have a million different types of bottles that you could dilute this into. Maybe you have a favorite sprayer of your own or a favorite bottle of your own. We have not found these chemicals to be an issue with any type of nozzle out there. So use your favorite, or if you don't have a favorite, then you could use the CarPro Dilute bottle or the CarPro Standard bottle. You could even use the IK sprayer. This is a favorite that all of our customers love. And we even sell these little stickers on our site. This one's specifically for HydrO2. And you can just, this is designed to where you can just slide it right into that IK slot like I had it there. Or it's also a sticker material, so if you don't like the IK bottle, you can just peel this sticker off and slap it on your Dilute bottle or whatever bottle you prefer. I think that's everything, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to leave those below. We love answering those. If you need anything beyond that, we have our email and our phone number below. We always answer those emails and phones. And that's pretty much everything. If you guys love this video, please be sure to subscribe and let us know how we can help you next time. Thanks again. Take care.